at a job that I had in like early, 2011, 2012, I think all the way through 2015. And then I moved away and came back and continued working for him. That made me feel like he thought I was constantly stealing. The whole staff was made to feel that we were stealing when we were not stealing. We had to count everything on a camera. We had to put everything in a safe in the eyes of the camera. And yet we started to believe that we were not to be trusted. Like I would count all this out. I would count it out like literally as like slow as I could on the camera, which was like way up in the corner. I'd count out the drawer at the end of the night and I'd put our tips aside and I would count out the bank. And, you know, I did everything as like clean as I possibly could to show that I wasn't a thief. But when I went home at night after I closed that bar and put the money in the safe and locked the door and, you know, mopped out and set the alarm and did all that stuff and got in my car and drove home, I remember thinking to myself, like, you didn't steal. You didn't steal tonight, Dani. Good for you. I wasn't a thief. I've never been that way in my whole life. I don't take things that aren't mine. Yet I was trained and I had PTSD, quite literally, from this boss who made me feel like I was not to be trusted, like I couldn't trust myself. He couldn't trust me. There was at one point a $5 minimum charge for a credit card, which is like really dumb. I mean, I could see that in like a coffee shop or something where like you're only charging $3 here or $3 there or something. And even coffee shops have gotten past that and they're doing credit cards. But I remember we had a $5 minimum, which means they had to buy a draft beer. They couldn't just buy like a single cigarette. We used to sell single cigarettes back then. Like, wow. But they couldn't buy like a few cigs or like anything. A can of beer, if it was under $5, they had to buy 2. It like roped the customer into buying more. So I would run a card for $5 if somebody like literally told me they're like, I'm only having 1. Like I don't have the time to have 2. I don't have anybody with me. It's just me. Like just run the card for $5. I would run the card for $5 because in my head, I'm like, this is absurd. Why can't I just run the card? I'd run the card in a situation like that where they like really made it, you know, a point to say, I gotta go. It felt wrong to try to force them to buy 2 beers. I'd run the card and the phone would ring. Hello? Why did you just run that card for $5? You know you shouldn't be doing that. I mean, we were watched like, it was like eagle eyes. It was like Big Brother constantly. Like we always felt like someone was watching no matter what time of day or night, no matter what we were doing. You couldn't slip up. You just couldn't slip up if you wanted to keep your job. And the money was good. The money was good. $500-600 a night in cash. It was like the unicorn job. I called it the unicorn job. I didn't want to lose the unicorn job. So I let myself think that I was not to be trusted.